Wandering around, and there's something about the simplicity of the design of the buildings, the colours, the kind of blending with nature. This is the way this is sort of carved into the mountain. Actually, it's a volcano, and you've got to wonder who wants to build a town with a volcano apart from Lex Luthor. But it puts me in a very sort of Dzogchen space, for want of a better word. Dzogchen's a very clean, clear Buddhist tradition from Tibet. There's a lot of subtlety in the Buddhist traditions. They all have different approaches to the thing. You know, you've got Mahayana, Theravada, Vajrayana's my favourite because there's magic in it and I like sorcery. Lots of Doctor Strange-esque imagery, chatting to gods, which I've been doing a bit of while I've been here. I've been communing with White Tara, if you must know. That's a very interesting practice. You get into a meditative state, you generate the image of this goddess, whichever one you happen to be connecting with, and then you become them, live as them for the period of that session. You see the world through their eyes, you feel them, and then you let that dissolve and come back to you. And it sounds trippy, and it is, which is another reason I like it, because while you're there in that really vivid visualization, that really vivid state, you, to all intents and purposes, you are this force, you are this being. It's been created out of the same formlessness that you create your regular self. That's what you realise, because you become this thing, then you let it dissolve, then regularly you comes back, but regularly you comes back from the same space, the same clear spaciousness. You see that you're as fictitious as the thing you just created with your imagination. You're just as fictitious. What you think of as you, your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, emotions, you're the source of it all. I've just found the Vulcan Cinema, where there's loads of choice, plenty of options for all the latest releases. They know what they're saying. And you want to sort of live as if you are the source of it all. At least I do. I hate that when teachers, when spiritual times say, you need to do this, you don't need to do anything. I'm telling you what I'm doing. You can do what you like. That's the lovely thing about freedom. What I'm trying to do is live from that space of being the source of my own experience. I don't mean the something for nothing school of self-help, the secret, I don't mean that, but being the source of your experience. Things occur and you decide how they occur to you. What shall we do with that old fishing boat, Anne? What do you reckon? I reckon it'd make a lovely feature for the roof, Kevin. Travelling's really good for that, because what happens is you suddenly realise that you don't go anywhere. It all comes to you. What do I mean by that? Obviously the body is moving through time and space, but who you actually are is the awareness in which the body arises, that thoughts arise, that feelings arise. You are that spaciousness. You are the space in which this is all happening. And that space doesn't go anywhere. You want to get the feeling for it. Next time you're walking down a street, imagine that you're not moving. There's a little thought experiment. Imagine you're not moving, and then what's happening is your feet are rotating the earth beneath you. But you're staying still. Your feet are rotating the earth and you're moving everything through you. Give that a little go. That's the kind of sensation you get when you travel around a lot, like I do, different countries all the time. Is that I'm not going anywhere, they're coming to me. I'm here, I am the awareness, I'm in space, and here comes a taxi, and then here comes the road, then here comes the airport, then here comes the plane, then here comes Greece, then here comes Italy, then here comes whatever. I don't move, it comes to me. When I used to travel, it would be, I've got to get there, I've got to pack the bag, I've got to get to the airport, I've got to get to Greece, I've got to get to wherever it happens to be, and then you'd be exhausted when you arrived, fraught. But now it comes to me, which is much more peaceful. Just as places come to me, feelings come to me, sensations come to me, thoughts come to me. There's no thinker, there's no doer. Until I get caught in a story, then the thinker and the doer comes back. I'm not done yet. I'm not claiming enlightenment. I fluctuate between these two spaces. But more and more, the awareness is more there than not. But never mind all that spiritual shit. This is nothing to do with a quest for immortality or spirituality or non-duality. This is about a quest for the ultimate mac and cheese, and I have just found it right here in Santorini, let me tell you. Dig on this. us a go. Hot. There's 4 cheeses in that. I should have gone traditional Greek and got that chopped pork and pita bread they do out here with yoghurt, but there's no way I'm passing up on this. Oh, that was lovely. It's a shame non-duality doesn't make you lose weight, innit? There's no you putting on the weight. Doesn't mean that the weight doesn't get put on. Just means there's no individual in here that's doing it. It's just happening. Is there free will? If there was free will, I'd be, you know, a good 3 sizes smaller. You need discipline. That's all you need. Self-control. Ah, but who is the controller of this self? First of all, what is the self you're trying to control? And second, who is this controller that is separate from the self doing the controlling? Or is the controller and the self, are they 2 aspects of one totality? You cannot have a self without a controller to control it, and you can't have self-control without a self to control. The 2 are linked, non-dual, one. Actually, that's not technically true. Non-duality doesn't mean one, it means not 2. And that's the subtle difference. The controller and the self that needs controlling are 2, but they're part of a totality that arises spontaneously in response to circumstances, or something like that. It's like when spiritual teacher types say to you, tell you what we need to do. We need to get in touch with our pain, and we need to look at our pain, and we need to. What about having a little? Who's this we? First of all, work out who we is. Who is this we that has to look at its pain? Work out who that is first. And then you see that the pain and the we that have to look at our pain are both arising from the same source. So maybe instead of getting in touch with your pain all the time and thus feeding it and keeping it alive and getting stuck in that perpetual healing cycle that never ends, maybe look at the source. The source. I don't mean the events that cause the pain, I mean the source of the physical sensations that are arising in this moment, and the source of the individual that is looking at those situations, the witness that is looking at those sensations. They're both arising from the same source, and you are that source. You connect with that, and then see what happens.